So one thing that I want to think that when I see most people engaging in modern Stoicism, I think the biggest mistake I see is most people are actually Epicureans.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not most, but a lot of people. A lot of
Yeah.
people say, look, a good life is to be happy, which they mean to feel good. They
Mm-hmm.
say, I want to feel good. Stoicism makes me feel good.
Mm.
There's nothing wrong with this, but just you'll serve yourself a lot better if you recognize that you're an Epicurean. You
Mm.
think that a good life is one of pleasure. It's one of
Yeah.
reduced mental suffering,
Mm.
and you see Stoicism as the way to achieve that. There's nothing
Mm.
wrong with that, but I would love to see more people make that distinction. Ask yourself what comes first. Does pleasure come first, or does virtue
Mm.
come first?
Yeah.
Right? Um, and if are you practicing Stoicism because it makes you feel good, or because you want to be a good person? And those
Mm.
are separate. They're interrelated, but those are separate ends.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the modern Stoics would be helped by pulling those apart a little further. And then other things in terms of influence, I talked about the influence between skepticism and stoicism. Skepticism and stoicism are the exact same in terms of we should not believe something unless we know it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
The skeptics just go, we can't know anything to be true,
Yeah.
so forget it. And the Stoics go, well, we can know some things to be true,
Yeah.
and we can move cautiously from those principles. Like we can know, virtue is good. We can know vice is bad. We can move cautiously from there. So those things are not as different as you might suspect. And I think a kind of default Stoic position for those just beginning, most Stoics that are beginning should be more skeptical. Epictetus says, when he talks about the progress of a Stoic, he says, you should actually become agnostic about what is good and bad. If you try to navigate Stoicism with your current commitments, you're going to fail. You have to take a step back and say, okay, I totally forget everything I think about what's good and bad. And then you kind of reevaluate your life and recategorize. So there's that. I think there's more skepticism in Stoicism than people acknowledge. The other thing is between Aristotelianism or the Peripatetics and Stoicism comes down to what you think your essential nature is. So do you think your essential nature is of a rational being? Or do you think you are an intelligent animal who also has physical needs and physical desires that need to be satisfied in order to live well? This is Cicero's objection in the book On Ends. He argues against Stoicism on this place. He goes, look, Stoicism, I totally get your argument, but why are you identifying yourself as just a rational animal? Why not all of these parts of your identity? Why not identify yourself with your physical body as well and recognize that if I don't have enough food to eat or I don't have shelter, I'm being harmed? Why just this reduction to your choice in your mind? So I think people need to, people could be served better by thinking about that question. What do they think they essentially are? Do they think they're essentially their choosing capacity, their mind, their reason? Or do they think they're an animal that is also very intelligent, and thus a good life has to satisfy both aspects of being? That I think is a really good way. That's my best attempt to frame this interaction in Hellenistic philosophy and Stoicism.